All right, how you doing? This is BK Black Krishna for manforwars.com here on Thursday, May 16th, 2019 in downtown Toronto, Canada at 12:25 p.m. And I'm currently at 40 College Street, Toronto Police Services headquarters, just west of Yonge and College on the north side of College in downtown Toronto. And right in front of me is a Masonic hermaphrodite statue, one of three Masonic statues here. Not much information about it, but you can obviously tell it's a Masonic hermaphrodite statue finishing a pyramid. More detailed videos on that available if you'd like on my channel and so on. And by that I mean basically it's not quite a man, it's not quite a woman, it's got a haunted blank look on its face. For example, if you were going to make a statue of a cop finishing a pyramid of cool stuff in your city, then you'd probably make that statue look like Batman. You know, broad shoulders, you know, tight haircut, you know, slim waist, you know, muscly, you know, just badass dude, right? But this particular statue, you can kind of tell a little bit, has slim upper body, slim arms and legs, longish hair, sort of male, sort of female features, slim torso, and thick bubbly legs and butt. So it doesn't have boobs, but you could put boobs there. It'd be like, oh, it's a CrossFit chick. Or you can take them off and be like, it might be a guy, it might be a girl, right? And so that's basically what this statue is. And as part of this, this might be a plan to turn people into hermaphrodite corporate clones and commie zombies who can't be nice to each other like ladies and gentlemen, teaching kids to be straight, great at it, LGBT, whatever. Hey, they can still be nice. They're a nice gay or trans or they're a jerk, right? Instead, they're making everybody jerks. They're making everybody the same lying, bitchy, sketchy, pretend ugly old lady or wife or girlfriend, busts your balls for no reason, bothers people, you know, for no reason, and then maybe you have to act like it back because you can't do nothing else nice with it, and then it turns you into a zombie, and then you go bother people and try and make more zombies who do that, right? Because you can't do anything. If it bothers people for no reason, like a poor, sketchy, mentally ill person, and then you can't do anything else with it. So you know, so that's all it does, right? And so at manforwars.com, I'm promoting polite patriotism to help nice ladies and gents teach kids, look, talk, and feel great, and communicate well offline about lots of great online info we all find. Otherwise, you get people typing to strangers, you know, little digital ghettos where people with similar interests hang out, and then, you know, offline, you've got the lying, bitchy, sketchy zombie apocalypse. Now, they like being ignored as well. I've got the last couple of years at manforwars.com on video pretty consistently. People don't like it, don't like what's going on. They like being ignored. Instead of you see them look ugly and you don't like them or you bother them, and they just run up to you, they run, and then they run away, right? Like a bored, bitchy, ugly old lady that's sick of, you know, being a pain in the ass everywhere and feeling sorry for itself, but nobody cares because it bothers people. And so, you know, that's just what it does, right? And it makes everybody do that. So some really evil people are doing this to polite Canadians, formerly world-famous, nice, polite Canadians. And men, women, and children are all affected. You know, guys started breaking several years ago. They broke each other, and they wouldn't look at each other enough, acting like rude, ugly girls. Not gay, twinkie, trying to be girly. Not, you know, trans, trying to be girly. Just a normal guy. So yeah, there's a normal guy. I got a goatee. I got some chest hair. Just look at me like a girl. Come on, put up with it. Put up with it. Come on, put up with it. They don't want to look at each other much, right? So then they started jealously harassing girls, like, I use this girl to try and trick you into looking at me, or if any girl gets attention, I'll spaz out, force everyone to see me look ugly, make everyone quiet and uncomfortable, like I'm an ugly girl, and I'll make everyone an ugly girl. So that's what basically they're doing. They're turning men into rude, ugly girls, and those men are jealous, and they want attention, and so they make everyone rude, ugly girls, right? They make other guys put up with and act like rude, ugly girls, and they jealously harass girls and kids, you know, to try and force other guys to see them like rude, ugly girls. I could do this too. Hey, smiling at a pretty girl. Me, look at me, look ugly, just like that pretty girl. And everyone's like, uncomfortable. And then the pretty girls start going, all right, fine, I'm a rude, ugly girl too, right? So there's no sources of inspiration left for people, because people can't act nice enough to talk. Right? And so, so here, you know, basically, this video is called, and I want to set that up, and then there's a Masonic hermaphrodite statue, there's the examples of the lying bitches begging to be broken, acting stupid, who like being ignored and running away, instead of, oh great, you saw me look ugly, oh now you're forcing me to see you look ugly, oh now we have to run away from each other, this is awful. See, that's what they like to do, right? So against the backdrop of that, here at Toronto Police Services headquarters in downtown Toronto, This video is called Soph. Can a 14-year-old girl save the world? Right? Soph, can a 14-year-old girl save the world? Basically, this morning, as I was working out, I was watching some of the Alex Jones show, radio and internet streaming video show, right? From the Ron Gibson YouTube channel. YouTube's gone. They banned him off YouTube, all these platforms, whatever. So the Ron Gibson BitChute channel. Ron Gibson BitChute channel. I'll put a link to it below. And it was this 14-year-old girl named Soph, who's a conservative, and she's rebelling against her liberal parents. But her liberal parents are not radical leftists who make sure that they can't talk to anyone they disagree with, and then they can't talk to each other, and then nobody can talk at all. That's the sort of commie zombie, stuff. Her parents are like more classical liberal. They're more like, no. Conservatives try and preserve things. They're like, oh, this is what works. Liberals try and say, well, maybe we should think of changing things. Radical leftists try and destroy everything, right? So that's what this is, right? It's a different story. They try and destroy everything. So that's what we're dealing with, is radical leftists corrupting normal classic liberals and turning them into radical leftists, and then attacking everybody else who doesn't want to destroy everything, including destroying people by not being nice to anyone, making sure they can't be nice to you, so you can't look, talk, or feel good, or do anything much with each other. And then once you can't do much with each other, you just run around bothering other people, trying to make more zombies who run around bothering people, right? So I was watching this interview with this 14-year-old girl YouTube star, Soph, S-O-P-H. I recommend you subscribe to her channel. She's recently gotten some popularity and controversy because she's smart, she's cute, she's sassy, she's amazing for a cute little 14-year-old girl, and she's reaching a lot of people. So YouTube has started banning her and her videos, and the mainstream media, or the leftist media, they start attacking her. They say, oh, this girl's so evil, this girl's so evil, this girl's so like a cute little 14-year-old girl, right? She's just, a bit more red-pilled and a bit more libertarian conservative. Her parents are classic liberals, like, well, yeah, we're liberals, but we're not, jerks. We don't think people should bother each other for no reason or stop people from talking or anything. And so they're supportive of her interests in expressing herself. And yet she's being demonized. And as part of this, this is a loss of inspiration. And this is the biggest problem. So I recommend you watch her interview. But I'm going to talk more about what she represents, right? So, males and females, right? You used to have males and females that could, be nice to each other and, look, talk, and feel good and inspire each other to be better, not just force each other to be worse, not just act rude and sketchy and bother people and make people bother you back and then be quiet and uncomfortable. Then when it's hard to be near people, just run around like a zombie bothering strangers, trying to make more zombies who do that, right? And so there used to be the ability for people to be nice to each other. And that type of inspiration is being destroyed. So this cute little 14-year-old girl, I'm working out, listening to her interview on the Alex Jones show on the Ron Gibson BitChute channel this morning, and I'm like, man, it'd be so great if this cute little 14-year-old girl could not just be censored online or just talk to some people who mostly agree, which is helpful, but there's more to it than that. But if offline she could be a cute, smart, fun girl who, guys could think was cool and nice and cute and smart and fun, and girls could, and kids could. And if people like her, especially younger people, they inspire you, or they can, if you can, I'll get to that in a second. If she could be a source of inspiration and information for people and help people talk, just like everybody else, just like all the other nice, helpful people in Toronto being turned into zombies and making more zombies, right? Just like them, right? The problem is that I'm thinking this poor little cute little girl is defenseless against what's happening to men. And then when men go, they take everybody else with them. They take other men out with them if men don't stop them. And they take out women and kids, right? And she says that some of her male critics, they just act like bitchy, ugly girls, right? They was like bitching, boo, no one will like you, boo, yeah, this and that, yeah, bitchy, ugly girl, yeah, you shouldn't say that, So some of the male critics, the sort of fashionably bitchy guys, right? It's like, boo, you suck, right? And as that becomes an epidemic, and they make all the other guys act bitchy, put up with it, act bitchy, and girls and kids bitchy, it makes a cute little 14-year-old girl like Soph, as well as the rest of them, defenseless against guys turning into jealous, rude, lying, bitchy, sketchy, ugly old women, sexually harassing each other, and when they won't look at each other enough, jealously harassing girls, right? Because before this, it's worked with me, it's worked before, all women with all men, right? And if you're going to do something else, you should fit into those categories. You can be nice to people, they can be nice to you. You're not just make people put up with you and the mess you are, right? But all women and all men, unless you're truly insane, had the ability to be nice to each other and respect each other and inspire each other, mostly like ladies and gents. Confident masculine strength meets and confirms the same, guys cool, whatever. Confident feminine vulnerability, child vulnerability, safe to be nice to you, like, oh, I'll be nice, I'll be relaxed, I'll move slower, I'll take the edge off your day, right? And that's how people would know they should be nice to each other, right? Even me, I'm yelling like this, blah, blah, blah. If a girl comes up to me, or a guy, girl, sketchy zombie creature, kids doing it now too, we're going to force me look ugly, yeah. I said, okay, ignore it, keep your self-respect, don't lose yours, take anyone else's, yeah, gross, right? But if I'm going on about this with my big man balls, my big strong man voice, my big man back and big man brain, and a girl was to act nicely with me, say, just come over, slow, confident feminine vulnerability, sees confident masculine strength, thinks, well, if he's good at being a man, then I can be good at being a woman, so this should work, right? And then she comes over and she's like, excuse me, and I'm like, oh, what? How's it going? And she goes, oh, what are you up to? I'm like, oh, I'm just shooting a little vlog. I was like, oh, that's great. Listen, I was looking for a Tim Hortons. I would meet a cop. Oh, no problem, honey. It's just over there, right? Oh, thank you. Boom, right? Because you had that ability to charm each other with confident masculine strength and confident feminine vulnerability. Now, if anybody acts like a man or a woman, this confident, good-looking, happy guy, they're like, pretty little, bitchy, sketchy, ugly old lady, bust your balls. Yeah, so much fun, bust your balls. Yeah. Guys do it to each other, they break girls and kids, and they do it to them. That's all, and you're dead, no balls, right? Or eggs, because girls' kids are dead too, because you can't do anything with guys like that, right? And so that leaves a cute little 14-year-old girl like Soph, and the rest of the women and children defenseless against men that want to bust other guys' balls like bitchy, sketchy, ugly girls, and when they won't look at each other enough, get really jealous of real girls or girls that still look like girls. They may all be acting like the same bitchy, sketchy zombie, bothering people for no reason, so you can't do anything else except for bother people and making more, who bother people for no reason, so you can't do anything else with them much, and you just bother people making more, right? So the ability for women to defend themselves or be nice to a guy who can be nice to them and be a source of inspiration is being destroyed as part of this process. Because if a girl is nice to a miserable, weak-lying, bitchy, sketchy, pretend ugly old lady zombie guy, then the guy is jealous, or he acts like a girl, like a rude, ugly girl. Yeah, hey, I'm a cute girl. How's it going? I'm moving slow. There's something to look at. Oh, me girl too. Nothing to look at. Worked up, put up with it. You spaz out. No, yeah, move fast. Please just look at this for a sec. I know it's awful, right? So girls try and be nice to guys, and guys are jealous. Oh, I wish I could be a nice girl. I'm just a rude, ugly one, bothering everyone until they hate me. It's like, dude, just drop that tranny like it's NASCAR. Take it seriously, be a Twinkie, girly, gay guy, go to the Mac store, put on some cosmetics, find people who like it, and get some attention in a relaxed, confident way, or be a trans, normal guy, goatee, big, hairy, belly, look me like, girl, put up with, come on, just look at something for a sec, please. It's like, yuck, right? So, that's what's happening, right? It's not just the extremes on the news where you're like, well, let people do what they want or whatever. Don't say I agree, but mind your business, don't say anything. It's like, no, it's everybody, right? So women can't be nice to men because men get jealous, and they can't be bitchy to men because then men call them bitches. Yeah, women suck, women are bitchy, women suck, it is, oh yeah, they think they do this and that, oh, they're so empowered. So they're defenseless. They can't do anything. right? All they can do is just act the same, right? Just to make sure guys aren't mad at them or jealous of them, and they aren't, jealously harassed by guys trying to trick other idiot guys and look at them like a girl, right? And I've got the history of this at manforwars.com. See the history section of how it happened, and guys, anytime there's a girl nearby, it's like, oh, I don't follow this girl, trick some idiot guy to look at me like I'm a real one. Yeah. They don't respect each other, and they can't do anything except for bother people, because you can't do anything when you bother people except for bother people. What else can you do? Like a poor, sketchy, crazy homeless person. Always walking around, hey, sketchy, bother people. Everyone nearby's uncomfortable. It's like, you look away, you avoid it. You gotta be like, hey, how's it going, brother? Good. Nice day, isn't it? Sure is. Look, man, you gotta be outside. It's a great day for it. Yeah, I feel you, buddy. Cheers. You can't do that with it. Otherwise, you could do that with homeless people or anybody. But now you can't. You see? So, a huge source of inspiration. I was thinking of this 14-year-old girl, Soph. I'm like, God damn it. How is this cute, confident, happy, smart, charismatic 14-year-old girl named Soph on YouTube, a red-pilled YouTube star, doing so well? She's getting attacked and censored by YouTube and attacked and censored by mainstream leftist media. Like, they're doing hit pieces on this little 14-year-old girl. And it's like, that's awful, right? And then offline, not just on the internet, because the internet's internet, I don't trust it that much. I do respect it, I like it, I use it a fair bit. But the real world is more important, right? The internet's internet, who the hell knows, right? But if people can respect each other where they live, then they can talk about what they find on the internet, and then they can be like, hey, you respect each other, we can help each other. And when we help each other, we respect each other. Like, no nice, respectful people, helpful people. It's rude, bitchy, sketchy, hurtful people. Make you put up with me till you don't like me. Yeah, that's all I can do, right? And that's what guys are brainwashed into doing. And if they don't stop each other, and so, I've stopped them before. That was years ago. It wasn't that bad. Just 20-30% of them, and everyone else is like, you're probably right, let's ignore them. And you ignored them, and then you looked away when your buddy acted like a pretend bitchy, ugly old lady or wife or girlfriend. And then he got embarrassed and stopped. And then you didn't do it, you respected each other, it was fine. Right? So, that was a few years ago. And you can go to manforwars.com, see the history section for how that went down. But my point is that I look at this cute little 14-year-old girl, Soph, and I think, man, she could be such an incredible source of inspiration for other young people, for other women, for kids, and also for men, just like normal women could be, right? Before, they had to act like rude, lying, bitchy, sketchy, ugly guys, pretending to be ugly old ladies or wives or girlfriends, just bothering people for no reason, right? Now, keep in mind, a normal man or a woman or child doesn't get worked up and force you to put up with them or see them look ugly, and doesn't keep trying to force you to do it until that's all you can do back, right? Even a normal mentally ill person doesn't get worked up and force you to see him look ugly until finally you crack and go, okay, I'll force you to see me look ugly back. What else can I do with you, right? This is a different kind of zombie being made, right? And that's how people are being turned to zombies offline. So a lot of these people, might be smart on the internet, but offline they just act stupid, and then they get stupid, and then they, when they're with their friends, family or friends, you bring your wife and kids to the mall. Ready? You're going to wander around bother people. Yeah. That's what we do. Ready? See that person? They're nice. They're happy. Hey, get them! Force them to see us look ugly. Turn them into a zombie. Go. Right? So with other people, sometimes people might be happy because it's nothing else they do. You have to be happy about something. But a lot of people have to pretend to be happy to wander around and bother people in groups. Because that's what you do. You're zombies. You just wander around, make more zombies. But then when you see them on their own, they're lonely, sketchy, ugly, angry, mangy dog, nobody likes me. So the same guy or girl or kid or whatever in a group would be like, hey, so fun. They'll get worked up by people. Hey, make sure they don't like us. Hey, they bother us back. Oh, run away, right? But then on their own, they're like, nobody wants to pay attention to me or look at or talk to her, listen to me. Put up with me, miserable, bitchy, sketchy, zombie old lady. Right? So there's a dichotomy there, right? Where you have to pretend to be happy to bother people with other people, whatever, unless people realize that people don't want to do it, which I've proved, for years at manforwars.com. I've got a bunch of proof on video, and the proof is lying bitches begging to be broken. They get off and be ignored, acting stupid, and instead of, seeing you look ugly, or make, you seeing them look ugly or you bothering them, right? That's the brainwashing, right? Lying bitches begging to be broken. It could be a rude, ugly old lady, or your rude, ugly old lady, or your wife, or your girlfriend acting stupid for no reason, worked up and bothering you, and instead of being like, okay, honey, I have no balls, she's like, oh, great, now I'm married to a piece of shit. This sucks. Supposed to go like, what? No way. She goes, oh, well, good. Hey, I'm not in trouble, right? Okay, good. I'm out of here, right? That's all that happens. It's all that's happened with mine, and all the pretend ones. That's all that happened. It's all that happened for years. For 2011 it was 8 years, 9, 10 years, almost 10 years, right? On and off, as it gets worse and worse and worse, right? Now back then in 2011, it was just 5-10% of normal guys sexually harassing each other and jealously harassing girls, and nobody liked it, but nobody wanted to say anything about it. I asked a couple people like, hey, what do you what do you think? Oh, it's not your girlfriend, mind your business, whatever. You don't want to talk about it, it's whatever. Sometimes people are weird or whatever, So, that was back then, right? Or I went to the Ottawa police station headquarters, and because I was just chilling at a park or whatever, and somebody just comes up and sits right beside me, even when, to force me to see him look ugly. Like, pretend ugly old lady or wife or girlfriend just wants to bust your balls, turn you into a piece of shit for you and everyone else to put up with, right? And so I was like, wait, can people just do that? Can people just come close to you, even if there's a lot of shared space, and just sit beside you? Like it's an empty subway car and someone decides to sit beside you with their ass touching yours? Like, is there anything wrong or illegal about that? Is there anything, is there a nuisance thing you can charge someone with or whatever? So in 2011, I went to the Ottawa police station, and there was some boxy, bitchy, older lady there at the front through a little hole, just whose job was to, say, don't bother us, go away quickly, I think. And so I went to the Ottawa police station in 2011, and I was like, hey, excuse me, officer, I just had a question for you. Like, there's no issue, I'm not calling 911. If I want to ask the cops a question about this, is it okay? She goes, sure, I'm the ask a question lady, And I was like, all right, so if people just come too close to you for no reason, or they sit near you, or they touch you, or they bother you, or whatever for no reason, are there any sort of laws against that, rules against that? Is it harassment or being a nuisance or a public disorder? And she's like, and I was like, well, I'm in a park. There's lots of space. And this idiot guy just comes and sits right next to me, pretends to be my bitchy, sketchy, ugly old lady or wife or girlfriend. Just wants to bust my balls, just make us quiet and uncomfortable. I can't do anything with him except do it back. I don't want to say or do anything with it. And I'm not crying. I don't care. I just ignore guys being idiots, right? Now, strange men bothering women where you live is none of their fucking business. That's a different story, right? Strange men bothering women, children, it's not with other men around, that's none of their damn business. If there are none around, obviously everyone turns into a zombie, falls apart, whatever. But if there are, it's none of their damn business, right? So that's different. But I will always just ignore guys being idiots. But, whatever. He's an idiot. Who cares? He's acting like an idiot. Stops, get along. Just like the rest. Doesn't? There's nothing. Who cares? Right? But with women and kids, it's a little different, right? So, I was asking at the Ottawa police station, not just on behalf of myself, but on behalf of people in general. Ottawans in general, when I was in Ottawa for 1 year in 2011, and Canadians in general, and people in general, right? Like, can you just do that to people? And, the police information lady at the Ottawa police station was just like, you should just move. And I was like, look, I can do that. I'm fit and I'm this and that, and I can move. But can people just follow you and come close to you and sit near you and like that, and you just have to keep moving? And this, not saying this is representative of everybody or anything, but this particular boxy, bitchy Ottawa police spokesperson at the public sort of area where you can go in to say something or ask questions or whatever, she was like, yeah, you just got to move. No, this is crazy. Like, this is crazy. I'm not crying. I'm not going to cry. But this is just crazy. You could just go near people, and even if there's lots of shared space, you can go to a McDonald's, and there's like 25 empty tables there, and you can sit at the same 2 chairs beside the one person in there eating at McDonald's. You're like, what? You could go to a park, you can go here, you can go there, or you could be walking somewhere, you can go somewhere. You'd be like, what? I'm just walking near you. I just pretend bitchy, sketchy, ugly old lady, your wife or girlfriend. I don't respect you. I just bust your balls, make you hate me, until all you can do with me is do it back, and then you turn into one. Yeah, what? What's the big deal? What's the problem? What? I don't care what you're doing. You're not going to care what I'm doing. I just do that near people. So I can't do anything else. They can't respect me. I don't respect them. It's hard to look at or talk to each other or really trust each other, even if we do, in terms of what we're saying or doing. So it's really crap, just focused on sort of feeling sorry for myself and looking to force other people to see me look ugly. So what can you do, right? So I thought that was crazy, right? In 2011 in Ottawa, I thought it was just crazy. It's like, yeah, you can just move. And I'm not saying you should call the cops for every stupid thing that happens. I certainly don't. I've dealt with them a bunch. Typically cool, mostly cool guys. Used to be anyway. These days, no, they're all broken too by the same shit, right? But over the last, especially the last couple of years, recently, they're like, fuck it. I used to have to make sure I was cool and other people were cool, so that nothing bad was happening, or it would stop happening, or I can make sure I'm dealing with somebody who respects me, so I can get some good answers. Now it's like, fuck that. Try to be cool, lying, bitchy, sketchy, pretend ugly old wives or girlfriends or zombies. Now I just do it. I can't. I might get stabbed in the face by a heroin addict. Hey, lying, bitchy, sketchy man. Oh, me too. Stabbed in the face by a heroin addict. What's happened? He's just being a bitch. You weren't respecting each other, and he tricked you into being stupid, and then he stabbed you in the face. So, but before that, mostly cool, and cool guys, and then some chicks. It's cool guys. The chicks are usually cool. A couple of times it's been, hey buddy, I'm not so sure about that, right? But that's both ways. I've said that to them. They said that to me. So, if you're cool, and you work it out, whatever. So, but the point is that, I thought that was horrible, right? Horrible, but that's been getting more and more normal. So, I brought up Soph as a cute little 14-year-old girl who can save the world, and you can see her thoughts, and she's, smart for a 14-year-old. You probably know more than she does in the aggregate, obviously, but she certainly is, whips smart, and I recommend you watch the interview. But to me, it's more about the inspiration factor. Can you be inspired by men, by women, by children, to do anything except for turn them into a zombie? Right? Can you be like, hey, that guy's cool. Force me to see me look ugly. Bother him. All he can do is force me to see him look ugly. Now he turned into a zombie too. He just bothers people. Yeah. Is that all you can do with any guys that are cool? Or a cute girl? Hey, how's it going, cute girl? I'm a rude, ugly, sketchy, bitchy, obnoxious version. Yeah, me too. I'm like, I could do that too. The girl's like, whoa. I just, I just hoped I could be nice to somebody who was nice to me. No way. Fine. Me, rude, ugly girl too. Sure, no problem. Rude, ugly girl too. No problem, buddy. You're a rude, ugly girl. You make everyone put up with an act like you? No problem, buddy. Rude, ugly girl, bust your balls. Now you can't say anything, not because of the TV and the media, because people aren't nice to each other. The TV said white people can't say anything, men can't say anything. If you're nice to each other, you can just laugh at that. It's so fucking stupid. But if you get brainwashed into not being nice to each other, then you can't. Right? And I'll give you an example. I was at a Pegida, which is Canadians who are against too much immigration and screwing up the whole country on the more nationalist conservative side, protest, I think it was on May 4th. On May 4th, right? And I'm not saying I agree with everything they say, they don't agree with everything I say, blah, blah, but generally, you can work with some people that are of like minds, and if you respect each other, then you can improve each other's opinions. Now, some of the people there were kind of bitchy, sketchy, but, when it was a lot of people, and I got into my sort of, gentlemen, welcome to Fight Club, and they all looked at each other like, oh shit, too scared to act bitchy and sketchy near each other. All right, let's stop. And then they all stopped, and then the cops stopped, and I had my camera there. Hey, don't do that. And everyone's like, yeah, I probably shouldn't do that. And they stopped, right? There's 150 people or whatever, and then so the cops, 50 cops, 150 people on the conservative, nationalist, patriot side, and then 150 Antifa protesters on the other side, right? Dressed in black, masks, and this and that, and blah blah blah. Like, and I was like, hey, instead of acting stupid back and forth, it would be great if we were polite, patriotic Canadians who could communicate well with people we disagree with and with people we agree with, and inform and empower each other, and then help everyone else do it. Right? Like that's something you can sell. You can't just sell, government evil. You're like, I'm such a bitch. I'm crying. I'm a mess. I can't handle anything, let alone that. You're like, well, just, you gotta do something else, right? And so, but if we prove that we're people who can take ourselves seriously, other people seriously, and where we live seriously, and we're great to hang out with and look at and talk to about fun or serious stuff, then we can, everybody else who's falling apart, can benefit from that, right? And so I was kind of flexing, and so then instead of kind of just acting stupid back and forth with the Antifa people, and then probably getting beat up by the cops or whatever, you make them do more work than they have to, the stupid thing. Instead, they were just chilling out, looking at each other, talking to each other, and the girls, instead of being kind of up in that, everyone's worked up, hyper tense, bitchy. Hey, put up with me. How's it going? Hey, put up with me. How's it going? Hey, put up with me. How's it going? When it comes to how they act or how they talk, the guys all chilled out there, and then the girls all chilled out. Instead of having hard looks on their faces or being all worked up or whatever, instead of, hey, I can do anything a lying, bitchy, sketchy, ugly, pretend girl guy can. Yeah. Instead of doing that, the guys chilled out, and then the girls chilled out, and then it was neat. I have this on video too. A bunch of stuff is up there, and then instead, it was just sort of like, the guys were like, some of the guys looked at me. They gave me that. Wait a minute, I can actually look at you, not just kind of look near you and act sketchy or not really. Just get the straight on, face to face, and some happy looks, some sad looks, some understand looks. I was like, yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's cool. All right, cool. I don't want to bother nobody, So the guys were cool, and they were chilling and chatting instead of yelling back and forth with the Antifa people for the most part. And then the girls were cool, chilling and chatting, and the girls were all relaxed and fun and friendly, and they could still talk some crazy shit, like, we should save Canada from evil people trying to destroy it, but they were also just nice, fun sources of inspiration, right? This girl, I wasn't wearing my panda endangered species, last Man on Earth or in Toronto or whatever tie. I was wearing another Looney Tunes tie with a bunch of Looney Tunes characters on it. It had a cute, an old lady, cute little old lady, not bitchy, ugly old lady. She was old, but she was not a horrible, ugly version of herself, like people make themselves and make other people put up with and act like. So a cute little old lady, said to me, I really like your tie. And I was like, I wore it, hoping a cute girl like you would say that, And she was laughing, I was laughing, we were nice to each other, because nobody was worked up, forced people to see them look ugly, but bothering people, right? And so the men and women, no children at this particular thing, they were nice to each other, and they were chilling, and they weren't worked up bothering anybody, and so people could be relaxed and confident and happy, and, guys would be like, yeah, cool guys, yeah. Talking some shit, it's all good. Girls will be like, ooh, guy's cool, talking some shit, ooh, happy girl. Pay attention to a nice happy girl, put you in a better mood, get back to that, nice happy girl. Might talk to you, might not, but either way, I'll be a nice, cute, happy girl. The guys are like, yep, hey, nice happy girl, it's all good. Nice happy girl wants to talk to me, okay, this is better. Guys talking to each other, yeah, about a badass. The girl's like, ooh, nice happy girl, I can help with that, So that was on May 4th, 2019 at the Pegida protest. I got a bunch of this on video. And so that's on the nationalist side, right? On the nationalist, sort of conservative, patriot, libertarian kind of side of things. But I will say to you, it even worked on the leftist side. On the leftist side, right? As in the Antifa people on the other side. They also got more chilled out. They weren't focused on acting stupid back and forth with people, as is the current fashion, right? At a protest, it's, hey, you suck! No, you suck! It's a you suck! Hey, you suck! Hey, that was great, And we yelled at each other that we suck, that you suck, and they yelled we suck, and then we left. As opposed to connecting well with each other, communicating well, and being cool, and, informing and empowering other people, making sure where we live is cool. It was just, don't act stupid back and forth with them acting stupid. Put some cops in the middle. If anybody acts too stupid, you get arrested. Otherwise, that's it. Good times, right? But the conservative nationalist patriot side didn't do that so much. And the Antifa side, they started getting a lot more chilled out too. They're like, screw it. 21, 22-year-old guy or girl. You know what? I don't want to be such a messed up, bitchy mess. Thinks everything sucked before. Everything's probably going to suck later. Things suck right now. We have to destroy everything. People, the place we live. Yeah, you know what? I'm not so sure about that. I'm not so sure about that. You know? And I've got some of this on video proof too. I know some of you have some friends there. But at the beginning of this, towards the beginning of sort of things kind of getting kicked off, as it were, I was, with my little handheld camera there, talking to a cute, short-haired white girl, skinny white girl, on the other side of the divide, right? And I'll tell you, one of the keys to this, you know, and I don't particularly want to do this, but I don't not want to do this. I mean, I don't care. You just can do what you got to. Is I've got this manforwars.com sign, as you can see, manforwars.com. And in this corner, there's the guy holding up the girl there, you know, shirtless, muscly, the girl there, cute. And in this corner, there's the Fight Club signs, manforwars.com and relax, right? So, and typically what happens, if you look at what happens, this is how men killed each other, and then they killed women and children who kept killing the men, and other women and children, right? Because they run at this, and they're like, ooh, man for wars, you're a man. Boy, should have seen me look ugly, bust your balls, pretend bitchy, sketchy old lady, pretend bitchy, sketchy old lady, wife, girlfriend, bust your balls. I love doing that to guys. Guys love doing that to guys, so they hate each other. And then when they look at each other enough, they do it to girls and kids, try to trick guys into looking at them, and they do it back and forth. They say, everyone's a rude, ugly girl, now nobody can be jealous, ha, 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 ha. Right? So that's what happens, right? You can hold this here, and you'll see them running towards it. Yeah, before you see me look ugly, oh, I'm glad you didn't look. Yeah, it's nice being ignored by a man. I'm such a bitch. Ooh, lion bitch made me broken. Ah, before you see me look ugly, yeah, man for wars. Ah, that's what I do to men. Yeah. Right? So that's, you know, but when people aren't in that lying, bitchy, sketchy, zombie making more mode, it's a different interpretation, right? So, you know, otherwise people are like, all right, bro, I guess you're cool, you know, so we'll be cool. I'm like, cool. Just, there you go, right? Seem to be taking it seriously, so I guess I can take it seriously. And there's a real craving for that among people, by the way. People are constantly wandering around bothering people until they can't do anything else because they just always bother people, so what else you want to do with them? There's a real craving to do something else, right? There's still some bits and pieces of nice people inside people, right? So anyway, as this protest rally thing is getting started, we weren't really separated by much, right? At the beginning of the thing on May 4th, 2019. There was just a little yellow barrier there. A little yellow barrier. And people were just, you know, some of the more extremists on their side and our side were just yelling at each other, blah, 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 you suck, blah, 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 you suck, blah, blah. This is, you know, some of them paid to, some of them, you know, paid to be agitators and screw up everything. Some of them just confused, you know, some of them just aggro, just looking for a place to blow off some steam, right? Maybe some sincere, you know, it's just the way they think you're supposed to do things. But instead, across this yellow fence, there's this cute little girl on the lefty side, on the left wing side, cute, skinny, white girl, short hair, and she just saw me, and I was filming this, my camera, and, you know, she started talking to me, or I started talking to her, but we started talking for like 5 minutes, right? Just saw like this, and I was like this, I was like, oh, avoiding this rude, sketchy person here, avoiding this rude, sketchy person here, have it close by, just in case, keep your self-respect, don't lose yours, take anybody else's, help people have it. You know, if people want it, or just keep your own and just say, whatever, this is just what happened, right? It's like if you go off and live in the mountains. It's like, what happened? Well, I just kept my self-respect, can help everybody have it. But they just, no, all they want to do is turn you into a zombie who just bothers people. And so, just, you know, I'm out. But before that, you know, give it a shot. So I'm holding like this, and I'm like this, I got my camera in my other hand, and even though I'm at an event where the right-wing nationalist, conservative, patriot side of things was supposed to argue with the left-wing, liberal, leftist, radical, Antifa-affiliated side of things, while those people just a few feet to my left were just yelling at each other, some of them, other people were just chilling, doing whatever, me and this cute little white girl were having a very interesting conversation, right? A very interesting conversation. She was like, why do we need borders? And I was like, she's like, well, you know, what are you doing here? We were just sort of established that we were nice people who wanted to make more nice people and a better place to live, not make less nice people and a worse place to live. So she was like, all right, so what's your idea? And I was like, all right, so what's your idea? And so even though we were on different sides of a fence with a bunch of cops around, and we were supposed to be fighting with each other as two different sides of this protest, across the fence, we were having a really pleasant, spirited conversation, right? And she was like, I don't believe there should be borders at all. And I was like, well, look, I understand, why you'd want to say that, because you just want to be nice to everybody. But do you believe in any borders, like personal space borders, borders for your circles of family or friends, borders for your house, borders for your city or whatever? I would say you have a house party, there's 100 people there. Can somebody just knock on the door and say, hey, let 50 people in? And it's like, no, thanks. Oh, are you racist, sexist, phobic? You don't like these people? You hate men, women, kids, gays, trans, disabled? What do we have here? Is there a native guy? You hate natives? We just 50 strangers? Anybody? No, I guess not. Okay, come on in. Just hang out with all of us, even though you don't know us, and eat all our food. Maybe some of you will steal our shit. What can I do, right? And she was like, well, that's not analogous. And I was like, well, I think it is. And we were going back and forth. But because what was on the table was not worked up and bothering people, making you put up with them, but what was on the table was being good at being men and women, and the chance to respect each other and communicate well, we had a great time. We had a great conversation, right? So we had a good conversation for like 5 minutes, and then after that 5 minutes, I don't know what happened. I think maybe, because this happened before, and I can't say for sure, but the timing's always odd. Maybe at that point, they were like, okay, everybody split up. You get on that side of the street, you get on that side of the street. And they broke us up, right? And so she had to run with her friends to that side of the street so they could yell, you're stupid at us. And we had to run with our friends to this side of the street to say, you're stupid at them. And then we could just yell at each other and go home, right? So that's one example, right, of what was on the table. This is literally, she has to be cool with her friends on that side of the fence, literal fence, a literal metal fence with cops around watching to make sure we don't kill each other, right? And I have to be cool with people on my side of the fence, but we were just cool with each other, and, because we could be good at being men and women, right? Because I put on the table, manforwars.com, relax, see, guy, girls, fight club thing, see, right? And she was like, okay, even though we're supposed to throw rocks at each other, or one of my friends might, beat you up, or hit you with a bike lock or whatever, hey, as long as we can be cool, let's be cool, right? And so we had a good conversation, me and this cute little Antifa girl. And that was initially. And then after that, the sort of protest at, near the U.S. Embassy, just west of the Eaton Center, west of Toronto City Hall, that area, University, south of Dundas. After it had broken up and was starting to move north on the east side of University Avenue towards Dundas, there was some skirmishes here and there, some people yelling at each other, and the cops were like, yeah, we know, you just want to call each other stupid and go home. It's kind of a bad way of doing things. There's better things you can do, but whatever. Paid to be here. Make sure nobody acts too stupid when you're doing that. And again, if that's all is normal to do for everybody, then it's all to do, right? Online, offline, done. However, so to picture the scene, people are moving up the east side of University Avenue towards Dundas, north towards Dundas, and there's groups of nationalists, patriots here, a lot of white people, some minorities as well, right? It's not about, minorities had a good time here. That's why they kept coming, right? It wasn't like the white people were all pricks before, right? So it's like, no. We should save the Canada we liked, just not let it be all screwed up because we're made to feel guilty and then, we're all messed up. We bother people, we can't talk, right? So, and on the other side, mostly white people, but also some minorities too, right? Actually, no, almost no minorities on the other side. It's weird. Anyway, doesn't matter. So the conservatives and the liberals, or the nationalists and patriots on the right, and then the people on the left were moving up the street. And I was hanging out with a buddy of mine. I don't know why of mine is always in there, a buddy, but a buddy of mine, right? Whatever. I was there with a buddy of mine as part of this, and we left. We got coffees, and we came back, and me and this guy, who were on the conservative side, we found ourselves on the wrong side of the divide. Right? We were with all the people dressed in black and wearing masks. We were just a little bit behind them, like about 20 feet away from the main blob of people yelling at each other. There's 50 other people yelling at each other. You saw these people and we were, because it wasn't like where the fences were to the start, where it was all clearly demarcated, It was people just moving up University Avenue, trying to stay with their friends and then yell at each other or whatever, right? And so, so we were on the other side of things, right? Which is, really dangerous with the Antifa style, commie zombies, blah, 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 right? Could be, potentially, right? But, I was hanging with my buddy, a young white guy, good guy, and we were talking about what's going on. We came back from the Tims to kind of see where the latest in the melee was, and we were just hanging back and watching it, but we were hanging back and watching it from about 15, 20 feet behind the Antifa side. And the other guys were on the other side of the Antifa people, were a lot of the other people we knew, or at least we were in some way affiliated with as part of this thing, right? The conservative side. So we were on the wrong side of things, but we were just chilling, cool, right? Me and my buddy here, and the Antifa people were there, and they were like, right? And again, there's a real desire to not be a total prick with other people who are total pricks if possible. But, if all you can do, right? So me and my buddy were hanging there, and we were hanging back, and we were watching this from the back of the Antifa people, and there were some people in black floating around us or whatever, and just, milling about, doing their thing. And I'm like this, avoiding this person acting rude and sketchy, and this person acting rude and sketchy, and this person here, and me, I'm talking to my buddy. He's like, hey, you're cool, you just don't do that, I'm not really into it. So we're just talking about this and that, avoiding this person, trying to force you to seem look ugly. And so I had the, and so what do I get? Is I get a second cute little Antifa girl. She just, and I'm standing, and I'm average height, average weight, average build, but 5'10", 170 pounds or whatever, right? And my buddy's, a little taller. And this cute little, like, early 20s, cute little white girl with sunglasses on, a mask over half her face, a hood, dressed in black jeans and kind of a grayish black sweatshirt or whatever. She just walks right up to my left side, right? Not forcing me to put up with her, not worked up, get away with this and run away. Yeah, get away with bothering people who don't like me. And then make sure they bother me back and just make zombies who bother people. Yeah. She didn't do that. She acted like a cute, feminine girl, dressed in black, Antifa mask, whatever. But she acted like a cute, feminine girl, and she just came right close to me without disturbing me or bothering me in a way where I want to make her feel safe and special, as opposed to, as a strong and useful man. And men want to feel strong and useful, women feel safe and special, right? She came fairly close to me for an Antifa girl in a feminine, vulnerable way, and she came right up to my left side. My buddy was on my right side, and we were looking at what was going on, and she just looked up and she went, hey, you're on the wrong side, And I was like, hey, I'm sorry about that, honey. I just, I just really want to, talk to people and help people talk to each other about how to make better people and a better place to live. So I'm not interested in this, that, and the other. I just happen to be whatever. And yes, I may have more political affiliations in the general sense with people there, but I just want to be nice people, nice to me, and talk to each other and figure out how to make better people and a better place to live. That's all, right? And so the cute little Antifa girl was like, she was still representing her views. She had the sunglasses on, she had a mask over half her face, hoodie, black jeans, whatever, combat boots, whatever. She's cute little, white girl, right? 5'3", 5'4", or something. And so I'm looking down at her, and in the masculine way of making sure she's comfortable, I moved back a little bit, and just a little bit to let her know indicate, yeah, you're fine there, and I'm not going to bother you. See, I'm not going to bother you. See, I'm not going to bother you. See, you're not going to be bothered, and I'm not going to bother you. See, and yeah. So this cute little girl is just to the left of me. My buddy's to the right, and I'm having a little conversation with her, and then she's like, well, what about this? And she's holding up a little sign on a stick, right? And this sign on a stick says, oh, somebody did something stupid in high school. They made a racist website, blah, blah, blah. That's why I'm holding a sign on a stick. This really pisses him off or whatever. And I was like, look, you see your buddy over there? Yeah. He just punched a guy, and the cop took him to the ground and arrested him, right? Like, I don't think that should screw him for the rest of his life. But I get it. It should be crapped on if it was. But if this guy who's now like 35 did something when he was 16, and you're holding up a little sign saying, he made something stupid when he was 16, right? It was like, I'm not so sure, right? And so then I asked her, and she goes, oh, well, I just found this sign. She didn't even know that much about it, right? So she was a little bit insecure. You got to be careful. Confident male, confident masculine strength. You know, you're always responsible. Not gender equal, neutral. Yeah, we're all rude, bitchy, sketchy, ugly girls. You know how it is. Yeah, don't do anything else or someone will be jealous, make you turn you into one. That's better. Now, we're all rude, lying, bitchy, sketchy, ugly girls, bothering people. We can't do anything else, because what can you do with people who bother people for no reason? Yeah. No, nothing like that, right? So you gotta be careful. But, and this was a bunch of people around, a bunch of cops around, like 50 other cops around, just, you know, just keeping an eye on everything, occasionally doing something about people acting too stupid. And so the cute girl was like, well, I'm not so sure, I just found this sign or whatever, you know, whatever. I was like, all right, cool. And then I asked her, so how much do you know about that person or that stuff? And then she said to me, I don't want to talk about it. You know, and she was a little bit defiant. Not bitchy and obnoxious with me, but it was a cute little defiant, you know, Antifa white girl in her early 20s, just to my left, right? And I said to her, and I did my standard, you know, man, strong, useful man, say special girls, guys cool if they want to be, or guys is a piece of shit, likes to be ignored, rather not be, whatever. So I did I moved back, and I was like, you know, look, as a gender responsible man, not equal or neutral, I said to her, all I care about is that a girl puts pressure on herself to be nice when I'm nice. That's it. So if you don't want to talk about it, done. Right? And I said like the cute little Antifa girl, the mask, the glasses up beside me or whatever. And then she just kind of looked, you know, off into the distance a bit, kind of started looking at what was happening and didn't say anything. And she was just cute. She was just cute staring over there. And I could notice, not look, you know, obviously, you know, unless there's a real show going on you're supposed to look at, but I could notice she was really cute. Right? She's really cute. It's cute little features, cute little face, cute little body, you know, whatever. I didn't, you know, not creeping. She was just near me. But she was like relaxed and cute near me, and I could relax and notice she was cute. Right? That's all that happened. That's all. She was just there beside me for a second. So I just smiled and kind of noticed her being cute and went back to looking at what we were both looking at. And that was it. There's a nice cute girl beside me. Right? And then, you know, that went on for like a minute or so. I'm not staring at her, not just looking at something else, but I noticed she's cute, we're relaxed, look at something else, notice she's cute, she relaxed, I relaxed, look at something else, notice she's cute, done, finished, right? And so then this cute little Antifa girl, she strikes up a conversation again with me, because she wanted me to prove it. I'm like, really? I'm like, yep. Gender responsible, man, not equal, neutral, everyone's rude, lying, bitchy, sketchy, ugly old lady. Don't do anything else or it'll be jealous. It'll just get more excited to bother you till it turns you into one. You have to put up with and act like it. And you can't do anything else because you're not nice to each other, so it's hard, right? She was just, you know, whatever, and she was just testing me, and I was like, yep. Look, I don't put pressure on women. I said to her, I don't like putting pressure on women. I'm a gender responsible man. I don't like putting pressure on women. No way. Women these days culturally take on more pressure than they need, and men less, you know, and so it turns women into shrill, and guys into silly, nothing to say, nothing to do except for bother you. That's stupid, right? And so I said to her, you know, gender responsible man, you know, I don't like putting pressure on women. I just like it when they put pressure on themselves to be nice when I'm nice. And that's it. And so she tested that. And so then she started talking to me a little bit more about this and that, about what's going on there and this and that. And then I think one of her friends called her over and was like, yo, can't, you know, get over here. You can't get along too well. You know, so she left. I was like, oh, have a good day. She went back to her Antifa people. And, yeah, cute little girl, from what I could tell. I mean, you know, mask and sunglasses and hoodie and this and that. But a cute little young white girl, cute little face, body, nice way about her. So, what I'm saying is, in Toronto, Canada, and pretty much around the world, Toronto's a diverse city, if people are nice and respect each other, then even if they archetypically are coming from opposing points of view, then you can always you can always be nice to each other, first of all, and either not bother each other, or politely acknowledge each other and mind your business, or look at or talk to each other comfortably. If you can do that. Now, if we're all turned into corporate clothes, like this half man, half woman creature, not good at either, a haunted look on its face, doesn't say anything, just makes people put up with it because it can't be nice people can't be nice to it, so it can't really do anything else, then, no. Right? And if but if we are, then it's easy to talk to anybody. Right? So, anyway, I just wanted to make that clear with respect to Soph, the 14-year-old girl. Can a 14-year-old girl save the world? Because of her appearance on the Alex Jones show yesterday, May 15, 2019. Cute little 14-year-old girl, as I said, YouTube star on the red pill side, getting shut down by YouTube and attacked by the mainstream media, and doing a great job acquitting herself and whatever. And also the young people, like kids are starting to break now too, right? There's typically no 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old or even 10, 12, 13-year-old kid wants to run at people and force people to see them look ugly and run away. Like you're typically, especially if you're smaller, like, hey, I'm nice, I hope people are nice to me, right? But they're starting to break too, so now that's what they do, right? Like a school where I live, I used to be able to walk by that school and smile at kids, through a fence or whatever, as kids are playing behind there, if they were out for lunch or recess or whatever, and they'd smile, and you get the kids, smile back, or the kids run around, and just like a man, right? Just a man nearby, nice guy nearby, and to see him, hey, generic smile, kids like, hey, we're cute kids, yay, whatever, right? Smile back, or this, or just, be cute little kids. They typically didn't want to go, screw you, buddy, spaz out, worked up, force you to bother me, see me look ugly, right? But in the last, few months, a year or so, now they're doing that, right? So the same kids, I'm talking about, 7, 8, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, or whatever. Now, where it was just, like a year ago, it was like 100%, cool. Now it's like 0, right? Or like 2% cool, because everyone makes everyone do that, right? They'll force you to see them look ugly until you force them to see you look ugly, and then that's all you can do. What else can you do, right? People do that for fun at lunch, right? Like today, at 1:21 p.m. on Thursday, May 16th, 2019. Here at 40 College Street, Toronto Police Headquarters, just west of Yonge and College in downtown Toronto, Canada, in front of the Masonic hermaphrodite cop statue finishing a pyramid. Not quite a man, not quite a woman, slim torso, arms, shoulders, longish hair, malish female features, thick bubbly legs and butt. Could be a CrossFit chick, or could just be a weirdly built guy. It's hard to tell, but in front of this, you can see what people are doing for fun at lunch, right? They're running around trying to force people to see them look ugly, and make people force them to see them look ugly, and they like being ignored by someone that doesn't do that, because they probably want to stop. Lying bitches beg to be broken, right? So, but that's what they're doing for fun at lunch, right? And so, as guys are making other guys act like and put up with that, and then make girls and kids do it, that's all you have left, right? So then, and I bring this up, to explain how me, at a nationalist, patriot, conservative, protest, could talk to 2 cute white girls who are Antifa or Antifa affiliated on the other side of things, because we recognized we were good at being men and women, which means we could act nice enough to talk, right? And these are people, she should have been like, or even, and the other people around were fine with it too. Right? The people on our side didn't agree with all of them, but you just go to the thing and, connect with people or whatever. They were like, that looks pretty good. And the people on their side were like, you know what, that looks pretty good. Now, some people will try and whatever, beat that, but there's a real hunger for that. Right? There's a real hunger for that. Like, I feel bad for young people especially. That's why I talk about Soph, the 14-year-old girl, save the world. This morning just found out about her, inspired me, blah, blah, blah. Because there's a real hunger for that. Now, if people can't do anything else except get worked up and bother people, because you can't do anything else except for get worked up and bother people if they don't like each other, and then just wander around like zombies, bothering other people, trying to make more zombies who just bother people until you don't like them, then all that's off the table. And I'm not talking about with people you disagree with, who are different politically, or different genderly, or different racially, or different religiously, or different whatever. I'm talking about people in their own goddamn families. I'm talking about men and women and their kids. Plus family and friends and coworkers and relatives and so on, right? Like, I'm talking about that, right? Like, if I can be good at being a man and advertise it, and girls can be good at being girls and connect with me, even though they're supposed to be on the other side, and these girls have to fight against peer pressure. Well, these girls are like, if we go back to our side of the fence and everyone hates me, oh no, what do I do? You're like, nah, screw it. You know? May not agree with him, but seems like a nice guy. So, be a nice girl, we'll talk to each other. Now, people can't do that with their own family. Their own husbands and wives can't do that because they're not nice to each other. They're acting like rude, lying, bitchy, sketchy, ugly old ladies. Right? Because ugly, you have to force you. Nobody does that. No man or woman or child does that. No one gets worked up before you put up with them. Unless they're a mentally ill homeless person or a bit bored, bitchy, sketchy, ugly old lady. Just wanders around bothering people. Hey, miserable, bitchy. Nobody can be happy near me. Nobody can be nice. Nobody can be happy. Nobody can do anything. Because I'm miserable. Because I'm a bitchy, ugly old lady. Lost my looks. Forced people to put up with me. And then it gets embarrassed and lies and argues. All it wants to do is force you to see it look ugly. It doesn't care about anything else. You know, and people don't want to see it. Right? That's why people have to run so fast. That's why they try so hard. It's like, I know you're going to hate this and you're going to hate me. I know you're going to hate this and you're going to hate me. And I hate myself for doing it. I know you're going to hate this and hate me. And I hate myself for doing it. I know you're going to hate this and hate me. Just put up with it. If I can only force you to see me look ugly for just a half a second, that's all I want in life. Right? Like, that's what's going on. And when you act like that, then men and women don't respect each other. Kids don't respect parents. If your kids kill you in 10 years or 20 years because they think the world's going to end in 10 years and it's your fault because you drove a big car, don't blame me. You didn't show any respect. They didn't respect you, and you're dead, right? And don't say it can't happen. Communists killed 100 million people in the 20th century. That's how they killed 50 million in Russia. They killed 50 million in China, around there. They killed millions in Cambodia. That's what they do. Right? They can't be like, we are proud, polite, patriotic Russians. We are Russians. We are Russian men. Big, strong, badass Russian men. We are Russian women. We are some of the sexiest women in the world. They say, nope, you're all the same. Soviet, communist, all the same. All the same. You call each other comrade. You don't be able to show or get any respect. And when you can't show and get any respect as men and women, then you can't talk. And when you can't talk, we will control you. If anybody tries, stop them. You know what to do. That's the same thing. Then they get the younger generation. They say, the reason you are starving is your parents are scum. The reason you are starving is that the rich man over there who has a business that employs a bunch of people. The reason you are starving is that successful farmer making bread to feed everybody. Kill them all! And then they kill all the smart, successful, happy, nice people. And then they're left with a bunch of zombies to control for 50 years in communist Russia or communist China or whatever. Right? That's where this came from. Political correctness is the Soviet term. They'd be like, politically correct? But the government can tell me how I'm supposed to, which political stuff? What are you talking about? What is this shit? Like, no, be politically correct. What, I have to say what whoever's in charge of the government tells me I have to say? Yes, politically correct. Everyone is member of Communist Party. If not, you will get snitched. You will get bitched and then snitched. Bitched, snitched. If bitch works and we turn you into a bitch and you bitch out, done, finish. Now you communists shut up, be miserable, make people miserable and shut up. If that not work, we snitch. We bitch or we snitch. Now, BK Black Krishna from manforwars.com. Don't do that. Try not to do that. Try to help people stop. Just give myself respect, mind my business. But otherwise, that's what happens. It's the same thing that happened in communist Russia. Right? There were some badass Russian dudes, or communist China. There were some badass Russian, Chinese dudes, but they attacked gender to make sure people couldn't respect each other and talk. They killed anybody else that could respect each other and talk, and then they took over. Right? So that's the same thing here. So if you're like a father who's like, this bored, bitchy, sketchy, ugly old lady, you bother people, I feel sorry for myself, but nobody cares because I bother people. Your wife's like, shrill, bitchy, miserable, can't believe I'm stuck with this impotent, bothersome piece of shit. And the kids are like, I don't respect these people. They don't show or get any. It's also why there's so many kids going trans. Right? Maybe like, trans kids, I'm not so sure about that. Oh my goodness, right? That's why so many kids are going trans. That's why my buddy was saying, his wife was at a doctor's office the other day. There's a bunch of young teenage girls there going for breast operations, breast reduction surgery. They don't have big tits. I know there's the odd occasion where girls' breasts are ridiculously large for her body or frame and causing back problems, or people look at her funny or make fun of her. These weren't them. This is a whole bunch of them. These girls going in there 12, 13, 14. And then when, in one case, which my buddy's wife heard about, when the doctor handed the paperwork, a female doctor was like, so you're here for your daughter's breast reduction surgery. She's like 13, 14, she's flat as a pancake, but she wants it because, she hates horrible, ugly woman that her mom is. The guys hate the horrible, ugly man their dad is, so they want to switch genders, right? And so the doctor handed the paperwork to the father, right, this 14-year-old girl's father. His female doctor was like, okay, this is the breast reduction surgery paperwork and the potential risks and complications and the legal stuff. Here you go, father of this 14-year-old girl. And the father goes, well, that's her thing, not me. That's what he said. That's a direct quote. No, that's her thing. He didn't want to touch it. He was like, put his hands up, like, that's her thing, not mine, not me. And so the female doctor, who's in charge of reducing this little girl's breasts, was thinking for a second, okay, and she handed the paperwork to the 14-year-old girl. So they're all just totally losing it as adults, right? And that's why your little boy wants to be a girl. He's like, man, dad looks like shit. He forces everyone to see him look like shit. Whatever. You know what? I want to be a woman, right? And girls are like, man, mom looks like shit. She forces everyone to see her look like shit. I want to be a guy, right? That's another big reason, right? And, you can go into that. You can say you're cool with it, you're not cool with it, whatever. First of all, there's lots of reasons to not be cool with it. Unless people bitch so much. People act rude and bitchy and sketchy and freak out on you and make you put up with and act like them and then make you accept it. Then, of course, right? If you're like, hey, I think instead of Bill 89 in Ontario, which says that if your child wants to switch genders, you can't stop them, and the government can take your child from you if you don't agree. Yeah, the kid could be at school. The kid could be like, the kid could watch a little movie at school of a girl riding a pony. Be like, wow, that looks fun. I want to be a girl. I'd like to ride a pony. The teacher could be like, gotcha. Got one. Yeah, little Billy. He's 6 years old. What? He saw a movie with a girl riding a pony, and now he wants to be a girl. He just really wants to ride a pony, but whatever. Got one. And if the parent, you're like, whoa, can we talk about this? Look into this? Can we, can I have a conversation with my son? Because I know yesterday he wanted to be a dinosaur. The day before he wanted to be a Tonka truck, or he wanted to be a truck, right, a pickup truck. So now he wants to, he's like, no, can't say anything, do anything. If you try, we'll take your kid. All right, I still want my kid. I guess I'll put him on the hormones and chop his wiener off. And right, that's a real law in this province of Ontario. Toronto is the capital of Ontario. That's a real law. And again, can you talk about it? No. Bitch. And if not, snitch. Right? The bitch, no, don't say anything. Don't say, force you to put up with me. That bitchy, sketchy, ugly old lady. Nobody says nothing. Nobody can be happy near me. Nobody can be nice. Nobody can do anything except for that. Quiet. Bitchy, sketchy people. Done. You try anything else, bitch. Then if you're like, well, okay, I'll make a YouTube video about it. Snitch. That's what my channels get deleted. I'm off Twitter for that. It's gone. It's boom. It's like, this sucks, that sucks. I want to save kids from being trans. Nope, you can't do that. You see how bad? You see what it does to adults, destroying gender? Imagine the next generation. They're just going to be nothing. They're going to be like sheep. I mean, literally, like just standing there, not being able to talk or do anything. Just, bad. How do you feel? Bad. How do you feel? Bad. I feel good. Stop it, bitch, snitch, stop it. Never mind. mind. Bad. I feel bad. Hey, it's a nice day, isn't it? Yeah, it's a nice day. Look at this. It'd be nice if there was a Canadian over there, and I could say, hey, nice day, isn't it? Sure is. Have a good one. What happens? Bitch, 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 spaz out, bitch, bitch, attack, attack. Force me to see you ugly, attack, attack, and make him quiet, uncomfortable. Make him do it back. Turn him into one. And if that doesn't work, snitch, snitch, snitch. You see? So it's the same thing. It's been done before. In fact, it was practiced for this. This is the ultimate. This is the end game. This is the last time. Because this is globalism. This is getting the whole world under commie zombie control. That's why there's nationalism. Say, no, no, no. You know what made this country great? Nice, proud, polite, patriotic Canadians. Most people straight, great at it. Others LGBTQ, they're great at it too. I know, I used to go to Pride in this city. Nobody got worked up and bothered anyone, forced anyone to see him look ugly, spaz out. No one pretended to be a lying, bitchy, sketchy, ugly old lady, or wife or girlfriend, bothering you in public, making everyone quiet and uncomfortable. Nobody! That's what made this country great. Nice, proud, polite Canadians, world famous for it. What happens? Bitch, 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 sneeze, 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 force you to see me look ugly, bitch, 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 make everyone quiet. Yeah, 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 shut up, nobody say nothing, do nothing. You see? That's the same thing in communism. They got the men and women, no more proud Russian men. Oh, proud, beautiful Russian women. No, you call each other comrade. You be politically correct. We have International Women's Day. You know what you should be doing? You should be fighting with each other. Russian men like, no, I fight for women. I fight for women. I not fight with women. I fight with women. You win, you're a jerk. You lose, you're pussy. Why do they don't do that? It's so stupid. What happens? Right on schedule. Right? Bitch, 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 put up with me, make everyone quiet and uncomfortable, bitch, bitch, bitch. Oh, if that doesn't work, snitch, snitch, snitch. Get that guy, get that guy, get that guy. Kill him. One way or the other. You see? It's the same commie plan. All the nice, helpful people were killed under communism. That's how the communists took over. That's how the communists took over. All the nice, helpful people. There were, in Cambodia, for example, and other places, they killed anybody wearing glasses. They're like, you wear glasses, you uprooting class, you're keeping us down, we kill you. It's like, no, I'm a smart Cambodian, I make Cambodia better, I'm helpful, a nice, helpful person, I work, I employ people, I pay my tax. No, that's rude. Ugly, stupid, bitchy, sketchy, sneaky, people, miserable, make everyone quiet, uncomfortable. If you're not a mess, then you're wrong. You're not messed up enough. You don't know how bad we have it. Bah! Right? So this is the new globalist communism. This is the new version of that. This already happened. You can look up communist Russia, communist China, communist Cambodia, communist Cuba, all these, they did the same thing. Right? That's where International Women's Day is from. And again, I'm gender responsible. I'm nothing against women. I think you should be able to respect each other and talk about why the most important thing to women today, culturally. Again, if people are nice to each other, this is stupid. You just laugh at all this shit. People laugh at this shit on the internet sometimes, right? Or make fun of it or feel bad about it. Or feel bad because you can't laugh about it offline, whatever. But this is stupid, right? Why is the most important thing to women killing their babies? Why is the most important thing to women killing their babies? Now, it could be pro-choice, pro-life, could be an option, could be this, could be that. I get it. I get both sides. I think they're a healthy check and balance on each other, right? If you're going to be pro-choice, you should respect pro-life, so you don't have abortions everywhere, all day, every day. Your little 12-year-old can get one and not tell your parents, because that would be wrong. You shouldn't take away her rights, all this shit, right? No, pro-choice, And if you're all pro-life, it could probably be better, but you'd also have to take care of a lot of the other issues that relate to unwanted pregnancies and so on, right? So, but it's a healthy discussion if people can respect each other. However, in the bitch, snitch, don't say nothing, make everyone quiet, uncomfortable, you can't, right? And now in the U.S., Canada's got this too, right? You can have abortions up until after the baby has popped out of your womb. They'll kill it right there in front of you. Just like in China. Communist China, by the way. Communist capitalist hybrid, the new role model for the world, but like China. There's arguments, there's fights about this going on right now, right? You see? It just wants to force people to see it look ugly and make sure nobody can do anything else. That's bitch, 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 ditch, ditch, ditch. See? That's what I'm saying. You can't do anything else. This is what happened in communism. They killed all the nice, helpful, smart people. They attacked gender. No more men, women. Everyone comrade. And then when people were nice to each other, the most miserable people killed the rest. All the nice, helpful, smart ones. You know, it was based more on economics back then. It was like, hey, successful Russian farmer. I feed lots of people. I employ lots of farmhands. I have a great farm. And they're like, bitch, 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 snitch, 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 bitch, 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 snitch, 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 get him, get him, get him, get him, get him. Okay, nice, happy, successful person dead. Okay. Yeah, if you're not miserable, bitchy, and snitchy, you don't know how bad you're supposed to feel under communism. You don't know how bad you're supposed to feel and make everyone feel. And if anybody doesn't feel that way, they're on the other side. Antifa's kind of like that too, in terms of their own way. They're like, you don't know how messed up it is. This place is racist. These people are racist. White people are racist. Like, well, then why the hell have minorities continued to come here for 50 years? Canadian white people are racist. They're right. No, for the last 50 years, they've been calling home, call back India. Hey, how's Canada? Oh, Canada's a wonderful country. Yes, you take some time to finish your studies and maybe think of immigrating here. Oh, wonderful country. No. But what if you try and say that? What do the commie zombies do? They get worked up. Follow you! No, everyone quiet, uncomfortable. Nobody say nothing. Bitch, bitch, bitch. Snitch, snitch, snitch. Finally, we can kill all the nice, happy, helpful, successful people and just be a bunch of dumb, lying bitches and snitches ruled by communists. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, it's the best. It's the best. See, it's the same thing. As part of this plan. You can't say anything. All you can do is act like a communist. That's just like in communism, right? Just like in Antifa, right? If you're in Antifa and you're like, I'm miserable, that 200-year-old statue is racist, it's making everyone miserable, it's a 200-year-old statue. It's like nobody's noticed it in 50 years. What are you talking about? Aren't there more important things to talk about, to work on, to consider? No, bitch, 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 snitch, 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 bother you, you don't understand how messed up you are, you're supposed to be about this. Fine, so everybody shut up, let's just go kick that statue until it falls down. I don't know, what are you supposed to do? You can't do anything else. It just wants to get worked up, force you to see it look ugly, make everyone quiet and uncomfortable until you can't talk. That's the bitchy snitchiness. That's the new communism. If you try and do anything, it lies and argues and gets embarrassed until it finally forces you to see it look ugly, and you force it to see you look ugly, and then you can't respect each other. It's hard to be near each other, and you run around forcing other people to see you look ugly. That's what happens. Here at 1:43 p.m. Thursday, May 16th, 2019. So anybody that could be nice, helpful, inspirational, happy, successful, you'll be attacked until you turn into one. And then you'll attack everyone and there'll be none left. That's the new communism. Some economics involved, maybe 99% versus 1%, some, but not really. More gender, race, this, that. You basically can't do anything except for act like that. That's how the communists killed people. Russia, China, Cambodia, everywhere. 100 million, over 100 million people in the 20th century, based on most historical accounts. Because you have a gang of communists, right? Let's just say you have a gang of communists in communist Russia, communist China, or a gang of Nazi brown shirts, right? Or whatever. They saw all the nice, happy, successful, helpful people that didn't want to act like that, didn't think everything was screwed up, and they should mess with people, and they're all messed up, and until we destroy all the people and the place where they live, then we won't be happy. That's the same thing. You see? That's what it does. That's what happened to people over the last, 5-10 years in particular. There were nice people here, but that's what happened. This is the new form of communism to be concerned about. There were people that could talk, but when they could talk, someone's like, "Hey, put up with me. Yeah, rude, ugly, sketchy, bitchy old lady, put up with me." And you're like, "Okay, all right, whoa, I can't look at this. Yeah, gross. I can't respect this and talk to it much. Yeah, gross. I'll just do it back. Yeah, sure. No, me too. Yeah. How's it going, man? Good. How's it going? Good. Oh, run away from each other. Yeah. Bother people. Yeah. That's what happened. That's the new communism, based a lot on gender and race and other sort of divide and conquer ideas that nobody really gave a shit about before, because people were unified in being polite Canadians, polite, proud, patriotic Canadians. Respect each other. Keep your self-respect. Teach kids. Just like in communist Russia, communist China, and everywhere else, all the nice, smart, helpful, successful people were attacked by the communists, the commie zombies, and switched or killed. Right? They were switched or killed. So they either turn you into a communist that attacks people and turns them into communists or kills them. It's the same thing. That's what they did to each other, you see? Here in communist Canada. And it's also happening to varying degrees around the world. That's why this is the last one. The last 100 years was just a practice. It was a practice. How do we get this right? The UN went to China. Communism was funded by... Marx went to Oxford. He went to school in England. And the British Empire, they never lost. Nobody's like, the British Empire lost. When they lose? Right? There's central bankers, the British Empire, there's different power blocks in the world, old money, Vatican type stuff, etc. If you track it back. I don't look into all that. It's more important that people get along, respect each other, and handle their business than all that stuff. But broadly speaking, this is a test. So, this is the last battle. There were nice people in those countries before too, but this is what they did to them. They were nice, helpful people that could say, "Hey, it's a bad idea." And they're like, "No, bitch, bother you, snitch." So, you see? They'll turn you into one or they'll kill you. That's what we gotta be. So, 1:47 p.m. Thursday, May 16th, 2019, BK Black Krishna from manforwars.com. Feel free to comment, subscribe, get in touch, and support the Man for Wars efforts here at 40 College Street, Toronto Police Services Headquarters, in front of the corporate clone Masonic hermaphrodite statue, finishing a pyramid, not quite a guy, girl, a creature, finishing a pyramid. That's part of the plan. And I hope this helps, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.